A very big congratulations to Ghanaians and Ghana as a whole, as the US has actually donated 6 million worth of armored vehicle to GAF and also to boost national and regional security.
Kati asamaba. Enra mebeka kire mo say American President Donald Trump US for Oma donate 14 armored car ambo cars. And the Ghana for say Oma
So just as we have seen, as it has been trending on the internet, on the media, how Donald Trump and the US government have been trying every means, I would say, as a result of how the president of Ghana is joining, forces and taking inspirations from neighboring countries such as Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, seeing what they are doing over there to say, no, it is high time we join voices as countries in Africa to say enough is enough and take back all that rightfully belongs to us in terms of our mineral resources. Of course, we should know that this is just only what the Western world, the Western country, French, Britain actually have in mind when they come to Africa and why they are interested in Africa. So recently it was just recorded that yes, as a result of what the president of Ghana is doing in taking back the gold mining industry, taking back the gold companies and refineries, in trying to see how Ghana can manage theirs, a lot has been going on. And we recently learned that, breaking news, the US government tried to, I don't know if I should say bribe Ghana by providing heavy military equipment, like heavy military armored vehicles to beef up Ghana's security. And I'm like, what is this for real? When I first saw this news, I was like, is this playing? Is this a joke or what? But guys, it turns out that it is for real. And for further details, understanding and digestion, I've got videos here, even from Ghana website. Yes, we are going to take this alongside, see what it is all about, and I will come back to react for that. But please do not forget to hit on the like button, share, and stay subscribed.
A very big congratulations to Ghanaians and Ghana as a whole, as the US has actually donated 6 million worth of armored vehicle to GAF and also to boost national and regional security. This is a plus for the people of Ghana, and as we all know that President John Mahama is not looking back in fulfilling every relationship or promise he has actually promised the people of Ghana. And here, this is a plus for NDC and President John Mahama and Ghana as a whole, as the United States government has actually donated 14-mile resistant ambushed protected armored personnel carriers, that's the APCs, valued at over $6 million. Wow. Is that not something to actually congratulate the people of Ghana for? And this is actually to the Ghana Armed Forces. It's not looking back in fulfilling every relationship or promise he has actually promised the people of Ghana. And here, this is a plus for NDC and President John Mahama and Ghana as a whole, as the United States government has actually donated 14-mile resistant ambushed protected armored personnel carriers, that's the APCs, valued at over $6 million. Wow. Is that not something to actually congratulate the people of Ghana for? And this is actually to the Ghana Armed Forces, that's the GAF. The GAF, as it is now, they've actually gotten an armored car. This is actually 14-mile resistant ambush protected armored personnel carriers, APCs, not the Nigerian APC. This is actually an armored car, that's the abbreviation of it, to actually boost international regional security. Security in what sense? Okay, let's get into the news. Security, we know, is actually a lifeline of every country, and Ghana has actually won one of the peaceful countries in West Africa. And yes, we should actually applaud Ghana for that. And our President John Mahama has actually also maintained the peace, making sure that the peace he met has actually been retained. And here, it has actually warranted the United States government to donate a woeful 14-mile resistant ambush protected armored personnel carrier. And the value is over $6 million, not 6 million Ghana cedis. The official handover, which took place on Wednesday at Buma camp in Accra, symbolized the deepening of the US to Ghana security partnership and demonstrate the bilateral defense cooperation between the two countries. The Puma M36 vehicles, designed for enhanced troop protection and mobility, are expected to significantly strengthen the operational readiness of the Ghana Air Force, particularly in counter-terrorism and border security operations. Ghana is actually doing everything well to make sure they fight anything insecurity with every cost. And here we've seen that actually the Puma M36 is not a monoid car, it's not actually a toy car. No. These Puma M36 vehicles designed for enhanced true protection and mobility. As you all know, this is actually a bulletproof car. Yes, and this is what our securities actually need. And then US has actually provided the 14 of them, not just one, not two, not three, but 14 of them. This is actually something we should actually appreciate so much and praise both the Ghana and US for their strength relationship in how they actually collaborate in security. The APCs are intended to boost the country's capacity to respond to emerging threats or any emergency and safeguard its territorial integrity. So we can actually tell you that Ghana can actually go into any emergency. Ghana Air Forces can actually work perfectly with these armored cars. Oh wow! More than 40 Ghanaian soldiers have undergone comprehensive training in operating and maintaining the APCs over the past 4 weeks. They are not actually only bringing it, they've actually also trained the people that will be driving, that will be working the maintenance strategy and everything. And as the news has actually given us, over 40 Ghanaian soldiers have undergone the comprehensive training in operating and maintaining the APCs over the 4 weeks. And that to say that they are actually serious in what they are doing. Let's give them a round of applause actually. Madam Virginia Palmer, U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, who led the American delegation at the brief ceremony, said the gesture was more than a transfer of military equipment. It symbolizes value, cooperation, and deeply held mutual respect that defines a decade-long relationship between U.S. and Ghana. You can actually bear with me that this is actually so right. Ambassador Palmer noted the importance of Ghana's role in regional securities, particularly along the northern borders, and expressed optimism that the vehicles will enhance the country's security efforts, even without being told. We all know that this will enhance the security efforts, bring stability, and actually give them edge to fight over maybe terrorists or anything that actually wants to befall Ghana. So this is a great step.
Wow, from what you have seen, I think you've heard it is not false, it is not a joke, but it is true. And from what I heard, Ghana military has started preparing, gearing up towards, beefing up themselves, training towards beefing up themselves, using these vehicles, getting set for any form of defense as the case may be. We know that the military is to defend the boundaries of the country, right? Especially on the land. That is it. And I don't know, some Ghanaians are sitting well with this, while some Ghanaians are saying, no, this is a trap, this is a trick. Of course, I'm not a Ghanaian, but their reactions to these things is really somehow funny and somehow serious. Exactly. Why some are taking it, in a good faith as a welcome development, some are saying, no, return it, we don't trust these people. Of course, you will always expect mixed reactions, different kind of opinion from different people. That's why we are different, right? But I don't know, as a subscriber, as a viewer, what you think finding out this going on between Ghana and USA. What do you think? Is it a welcome development? Should we take it or leave it? Because even the people that are being given this have taken it in good faith too. So who are we? Anyways, it's a gift, it's a support, but I see these people as giving with right hand and taking with left hand. Just like some people will say, let's be guarded, let's not lose our guards, let's shine our eyes. As a layman will always say, shine your eye, you. But I trust the government of John Dramani Mahama, because that man is wisdom personified. He's very brave, courageous, outspoken, and intelligent. In fact, God is using him, I would say, in a nutshell. Exactly. I don't know. This is my personal opinion. So moving on, we've got a trending information that my brother said I should bring to us, based on the fact that President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso has been away. Our gold, our precious stone. That man is our precious. He's been away to Russia for some obvious reasons and very delicate and important reason. And the way and manner this man was being protected by these said people that he went to visit, making sure that they leave no stone unturned to see that this man is protected by all means, giving him the highest security, highest welcome address, welcome entourage, and every rishi, guys. This talk no go sweet for my mouth. I have someone who have a detailed explanation. Two of my brothers, I watch them, they are very funny, although one speaks in Twi, I think so, and the other speaks in English. Guys, they are doing well, and these are the kind of Africanists I watch, I follow. People who have vast rational knowledge about taking Africa and building Africa, just like President John Mahama will also tell us in this video. So let's just quickly watch them and we'll come back to summarize.
Kati asamaba. Enra me beka kire mo se American President Donald Trump US for Oma donate 14 armor car ambo cars. And the Ghana for say Oma was a Ghana for military yamwa ewo Burkina Faso and Ghana. Yes, yena yetono so na entokwa biesi hono aye bokufo no ntokwa no. Na because of sa bokufo no ntokwa no ene nansinse mo beka ya Ghana changing mre bi say yesi ye gold no yambe ma America for no mesesa no basabasa biem. Eye Ghana pe ene ye entitled say yanka se beton ye gold. New emra NDC for the abano no. Na ne nyina aka ho bi mehye America for no bufuo. Emo mo say wo internet no so na say wo search about Ghana de yi ba na say Ghana ye would for country atutubotom for ho Ghana nye safe and say we American yen say wo ba Ghana you need to be careful omokra de enka ba yan kometu fukra say e Ghana say ukobo Ghana one of the most peaceful country in the world no say San America for no any go o ma translate Ghana say Ghana yet say your friend say yendi any Burundi yendi ni Burundi dey see ho whatever it is just say Ghana ayesa go pamas ho butubutu entokase masi I just want Kayama, ebe pie mo say ukwa Ghana sese ya wujimi ya bejo ka wujimi so beto mo na any to bottom pickpocket ye be use ka sese ye sa eniema America for e de ato Ghana for so ni nyina na eye set up a omu epe kwan bi so afa e de aba begina ye border no so ye ne Burkina for border no so na matisa ye say Ghana for mpanyimfo ni bi enima say President Mahama say wonim hu bi dia ene fa wonan esisi form. Now, when Crawford be, I don't know how true the story is. So, what's so soon and American say, wouldn't move be the NFL nice form because NDC for be Sani Ateno. Say, almost as ye, and now Ometimia convince the president. I watch, say, Meti Assembly Miti, a cramia, Omono was on Mako presented at the Atompen phone and almost so a woman backup agenda. There be a can say, oh my baba, na agent Uma walk around the government. There be Umuna bois, Emma or my neighbor. Chale enra meti say me dey imagine to form me dey masoso to form cause e ba me inbox mu and some amount for catching for the fact say omuntu me improve with evidence intino I can't really say much but they met me I can ye according to the yateno eye ekwan a omu pese omu faso e de ko attack Burkina Faso no enti omu picture Ghana sister ya Umeka say ne sa na tie dia Ghana hiamwa na ne omu no de emwa no aba bedru Ghana to omu de emwa na aba bedru no ebe kakra o ene ye kwa no wosi soldiers no wosi bi beboam no omu be peacekeeping e wo border no so wo bon say enkakra no omu de nam touch line so no omu dia body Burkina because omunya ekutina sa line so dia they have access 100% to Ibrahim Traore. Samote kasa na meka at the beginning na French kasa na meka ye mini Ibrahim Traore ye communicate straight direct obi oti French bia be send the amano because asama meka ye no e wo French kasa ni mu say me say yate say ye say Ghana for any America for your collaboration the omo person be no border no so no there is more into it into omanani ena ho and na ye sorry ye hu say video be in internet so I don't know how true this video is but pages now, omu post ye nyina no mo ya credible. Omu say Ghana military. This is caption omu diamond Ghana military going toward Burkina border to say peacekeeping no say then. But ye nim say entoko bi eso Burkina border. Eye bokofo na ekontoko. Enti border no so no ho no kefa mo ho bai. What are you guys going to do on the border? Burkina for catch am say entoko si Burkina. Chale me say ade amo ye no mu hwe ni ye because ade we se mo kwagigi mo nim ko support America for emumu bo Burkina. I am telling you say Ghanaians will never forgive NDC. And this is fact. Because Ibrahim Traore ebetena so mo nhwe afefe dia wo ye building houses helping the poor ones, free hospital for pregnant women they say school free education. Just say the way Europe system is it, that is exactly how Burkina is right now. Omu rules just say everything is on point. And at Africa for opening for ya brosa. Adia fena small boy na brand and you can tell say they can't even 10 years, 50 years community. They already 3 or 4 years about and guess what? They are planning and plotting. Charlie, this is very sad. Rona. Africa fully the to na omu against no. Monsha broniya wojina hwa wo ye adwuma. Wokoko mraso no kubuye. Wo twika e wo traffic mo red aso eno de kokotwam ena Burkina yate no. Instead of say be sentence na amanako prison no, ye mano say want to got a moon krono hiamwa on one moon support
people don't, because of his security, people were concerned about him going there because of the issue happening between these two guys. So his security was topmost to the people of Burkina Faso and the entire continent. Actually, this is the only leader when he's about to travel. We are all shaking. Okay, so the authority of Burkina Faso need to release a press, explaining to the citizens why it is needed for Captain Ibrahim Traore to practically attend this meeting. So a press was released by the authority of Burkina Faso on the 8th regarding his visit. And on the 8th, he touched down in Russia. So the press was released in French. So I translated it and let me read a brief portion of it and then we went into detail. Now, press released by Communication Department of Burkina Faso. The headline say 80th anniversary of the great Russian victory. Captain Traore, distinguished guest in Moscow. My goodness. Now, the president of Faso, head of state, His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, arrived in Moscow, the capital of the Russian Federation, where he will take part on May 9, 2025, in the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Soviet people over the Nazi invaders, the Great Patriotic War from 1941 to 1945. Indeed, it was on May 9, 1945, that Russia announced its victory over the Nazism in World War II. And ever since, the Russian people have celebrated this historic triumph every year, in view of the strong partnership ties between our country and the Russian Federation, and at the invitation of the Russian authority, the president of Faso, head of state, His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, will attend the great victory festivities alongside his counterpart, His Excellency Mr. Vladimir Putin, and several other heads of state. This is according to the Communication Department of the Presidency of Burkina Faso. They need to explain to the citizens for them to understand that because of our relationship and what the celebration actually represents, a fight against imperialism, let's just put it like that. Because of that, we are also in the same fight. And between these two countries, we have good relations and good collaboration. So our president or your president need to attend and respect this invitation. So lovely people, Traore is now at this high-level international meeting, not just as a leader who went there. There are a lot of leaders who went there, but Traore went there as distinguished. When you say distinguished, go and check it. Or guest of honor. I never knew African leaders can be respected. And do you know what? This year's celebration marking the 80th anniversary is it's highly symbolic moment in global history. So President Traore, invited by the Russian authorities to attend this year's commemoration as distinguished guest, is a great honor to Africa. The man commanded respect from everybody. The man, his action is commanding respect. Now, in regards to the security issues surrounding Captain Ibrahim Traore, among all the leaders that were present, lovely people, world leaders that went there, family, Captain Ibrahim Traore's security was the topmost priority. When you check, this is just about how he went there and things that went on at his arrival and all that. After they are done with everything, all the details, this platform will provide it for you. In regard to security, family, Traore did not just flew and land in Russia. His aircraft was guided so that nothing happened to him. So he can land safely and his return is going to be guided straight back home because nothing can happen to him. If something happened to this man, you touch the entire Africa. So his security, among all the leaders that were present or that went there, his security is the topmost priority compared to the rest of the leaders. I'm telling you, I never knew African leaders can also be respected. This is the first time something like this is happening in Africa. Should I raise my shoulder again? No, let me drop it down for a meantime. Let's go forward. So he going there. He's expected to join Russian President Vladimir Putin and other world leaders at the Victory Day parade and other related diplomatic engagement in Moscow. During his stay in Moscow, President Traore is scheduled to hold a private meeting with Vladimir Putin. So the meeting is scheduled for the two leaders, private meeting scheduled for the two leaders to discuss key strategic topics, which include the first one is bilateral cooperation and in security and economic development. Number two, multilateral efforts involving the Sahel region and international institutions. The third one is support and collaboration within the emerging global alliances like BRICS Plus and the Sahel State confederation. Additionally, another meeting is scheduled between Captain Traore and the people of the AES living in Russia. So unlike other African leaders where they will go to a country and then when they are done, they take the dollar in their pocket and then poof back to their country. No. Captain Ibrahim Traore will also meet citizens of the Federation of the Sahel State AES living in Russia. Not only Burkinabe, but the AES. And it includes Burkinabe students living in Russia, professionals and other members of the West Africa community in Moscow. And what is the purpose of the meeting? Why is it meeting them? The meeting will serve to update them on development back home and strengthen their connection with the country's new Pan-African vision. Because majority of the people living abroad or outside Africa, they have lost hope in Africa and lose interest in coming to invest. They don't have interest in coming to invest in their country. No, because of how things are going on, people just feel comfortable in the diaspora. So one of the call Captain Ibrahim Traore have been making is calling back the people to come and invest home, because home is home. Nothing, you can't change that. So he's going to meet these people and update them on development going on, the progress of Burkina Faso, and call them back to come and invest in Burkina Faso, because Burkina Faso is safe for investment right now, regardless of what everybody say. And before I tell you about his first diplomatic meeting shortly after his arrival and things that went on, let me pause and make you understand that European Union practically prevented some leaders from going to this meeting. Because of this meeting, they closed the Baltics airspace. The world leaders that are supposed to travel to Russia for this particular event, some cannot go through this chairman's country because of the issues surrounding both of them. So some of the leaders need to go through different routes. Those routes were closed, especially the Baltic airspace. It was closed against world leaders traveling to Russia for this event. So for you to understand that some people are not happy with this meeting, and they even used chairman to scare the leaders who want to attend this meeting. Chairman said their safety is not guaranteed if they appear there. And because of these threats around the environment and the atmosphere, chairman also took the security of his visitors to the highest level. So all of them are protected. But I'm telling you that the protection of Captain Ibrahim Traore is security protocols. For him to get there is too loud. The way they protected him from home to the meeting, you can't touch him. You dare not get closer, lovely people. I never knew African leaders can actually be respected. So shortly after his arrival in Moscow, in grand style, he was warmly welcomed. And I don't know what happened, but family, where is your president? Why is your president not invited? At least just invited just as a guest. Traore command respect to be invited as guest of honor, distinguished guest. But we didn't see the Nigerian president. I'm a little bit surprised of the fact that I heard that the South Africa president, who is also a BRIC member, may not be there. I don't know if he changed his mind later, but that is what I heard according to information. He may not be there. So looking at the things, I didn't even see him there. So I'm surprised why he is not there. But well, details will come out to confirm that. And William Ruto, the Pan-African in opposition, who became a puppet in power, he too was not there. The Ghanaian president, the Cameroon president, Uganda president, African leaders, our Africans, where are your leaders, the rest of the leaders? Traore, a young man who just popped up 2 years ago, went there not as just as visitors or a visitor, but he represented us as distinguished guests. His leadership command this respect. Ibrahim Traore, when he got there, he held his first diplomatic audience with President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. The two leaders met in a warm and cordial atmosphere. President of Venezuela was so happy of seeing, that's the video there, of seeing Captain Ibrahim Traore. He expressed deep admiration for Traore's leadership and Burkina Faso's pursuit of sovereignty and justice. And according to the president, where this is what he said: we are very happy to meet President Traore. Our nations share the same fight for freedom and dignity. Africa and South America are not strangers. We are brothers and sisters from the same root. I don't know if we should agree that we are truly brothers and sisters. The comment association will reveal the detail and tell us the truth. So in the comment, let us know. So what is the purpose of the meeting between Captain Ibrahim Traore and the president of Venezuela? The meeting aimed to reinforce ties between Burkina Faso and Venezuela, while also highlighting the broader goal of uniting the global south. The fact is, both nations have been vocal about the need for more just and multipolar world order, where emerging nations have equal voices in global decision making. So they had a meeting and they have their talk. The invitation to Captain Ibrahim Traore reflects the growing partnership between Burkina Faso and Russia. Over the past years, we know the two countries have deepened cooperation in areas like defense.
Wow, exactly, guys. They have said it all. You have heard it all. When I was watching this video and hearing how the Russia down there in Morocco received President Ibrahim Traore, the honor, the respect, the regard. Oh my God, looking at Ibrahim Traore moving majestically like the giant of Africa. This is really what we call giant without fear. without any form of intimidation and oppression, because this man is like that Oberin Shine Mebike, that small physics that used to hang in the bomb that destroys everywhere. Don't play. If you play, the smell is definitely going to go far. So this man is giving them tough time and has been giving them tough time and will continue to give them tough time. And he is an inspiration to every youth, not just in his country, but in the continent of Africa. And yes, he is a shame and an embarrassment to other puppet leaders, just like you've seen. Nigeria, number one. I will not mix words. Accompanied with other African countries leaders who are still, playing games with these people. See, I tell people one thing: the way you position yourself, you keep yourself before people, is the way they will take you. If you keep yourself as a riffraff, as a nobody, like you play around, you joke around, people will take you for granted. People would, think you as sweet, as sugar, as honey, and they will lick you off. By the time you know it, you are gone. But when you take your grants, know your stance, know your boundaries, you are disciplined, and you know what time it is. When it's time to play, you play. When it's time for seriousness, business, it's time. That's the way personally I live my life. There's time for everything. When I'm not playing, I'm not playing. That act alone commands automatic respect and regard. In my environment where I live, there are people who are way older than me, but the way I respect myself, I carry myself. Most times, some people who don't understand say it's pride, arrogance. No, but I can greet everybody I see on the way, respect everybody, and respect myself. So respect is reciprocal. That's why you see Ibrahim Traore at this point is gaining so much massive respect from these countries, exactly. And he is like a major threat, because they know that, like you've heard, if anything happens to Ibrahim Traore, it has touched the entire Africa. So they are being cautious. They saw the shocking wave of the march that the countries in Africa came out for on behalf of Ibrahim Traore, even South Africa, Ghana, name it. It was just Nigeria and maybe some other countries who are still in the bondage of these people that didn't show up or turn up. But seeing what even online some Nigerians who support this are saying, are doing, you will know that this man is loved by all, except for the opposites who would never want this change we are rooting for. Exactly, guys. So a lot has been said. If you know what the tweet guy really explained in details, I love him and his videos. Let me know as well. Let's leave our thoughts, our opinion in the comments, and let's have this conversation rolling. Keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And I will see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao.